On this week's ADCs of Wrestling, we talk all about Hell in a Cell, the Crown Jewel pay-per-view that I will probably not be watching, and a special interview with The Undertaker. Oh, and by the way, it's the return of one Kevin Mickey.
Wait, what? Kevin Mickey's back? Oh, hell yeah.
Steve, you're drunk. Let's go.
Let's go! Let's go! Oh, hell yeah.
Are you ready for a show with questionable wrestling impressions by a guy I know?
It's gotta, yeah.
ADC!
Ooh, yeah, dig it.
ADC!
Let me take you something, ADC.
What is wrestling?
Kevin Mickey.
It's awesome, Michael! Did you know your ADC's the ADC's of wrestling?
Welcome to the ADCs of Wrestling. I am your host, the man formerly known as the Weird Al of Wrestling, although I haven't really recorded a song in a long time. So now I'll just go by Mr. Some Days Off, the guy whose pod is on the Brock Lesnar schedule, the guy whose co-host is making a noise in the background because he's got a cute little doggo, my man, Kevin Mickey.
Sorry, the dog was chewing on the couch, and I was like, God, stop doing that during the intro. Brand new puppy. It's so much fun.
She's adorable. You know, I was going to talk you up and say he's a sports analyst. He's a sports entertainment fan. He's an anchor. He's the guy that's, occasionally written some stuff for Sportsnet.ca about pro wrestling. But let's just go with clang, bang, sounds, and cute dogs, and that works.
Hi, my name is Kevin Mickey, and I am a dog owner. That's pretty much that's all you need from me this afternoon.
Yeah. So
and if you hear random chewing and stuff in the background, it could be me, but it is also probably my dog.
Wow. She's blowing more spots than my dog ever has, and I've always thought that it would just be Vanguard Dog 1 back here that would cause the problems, but
no, we have Vanguard Dog 2 back here.
See, that doesn't sound as good. But she's
all right.
She's way cuter and much nicer, so I'll give you that.
Hey,
yes, she's
who's
super.
that?
Oh my god.
Oh, Steve.
Oh my god, Steve.
Who is that?
It's Kevin Mickey, Steve.
Kevin Mickey's back. Holy shit.
Wow. Last week Maddie was getting really jealous at the fondness Steve had for you, Kevin. How do you feel about Steve?
Well, you know what? I was getting ready to write some sort of sonnet to express my appreciation for Steve, but then I thought, fuck that. I'm just going to tell Steve that I just want to enjoy a few more El Segundos with him, and I'm just super fired up to be back with Steve.
Oh, hell yeah. I got a sonnet for you. Kevin Mickey is the shit. What? I don't miss Maddie. Maddie is a pregnant bitch. Oh, hell yeah. Fuck Matt the Mark. It's time for Kevin Mickey on the ADCs of Wrestling podcast.
Steve, this is still my podcast, buddy. Calm down. Just everybody, let's not lose our cool here. I haven't even run down the show yet. This is kind of out of control.
That's incredible that he's plugging your podcast. It's like he's a true member of the pod now.
Yeah, you know what? I'm sorry, guys, if it's a couple days after when we usually like to do the show, but it was my wedding anniversary, and real life does come first.
Happy anniversary!
Thank you very much,
Mr. and Mrs. ADC.
Yes, it was only the third year of marriage, but we've been together for about 12 years, so it's well established.
Hell
yeah,
it is.
We're veterans of the game at this point.
Yeah, you guys are a veteran couple. That's what we all aspire to be, is yes. Mr. and Mrs. ADC.
So this week we're going to talk about a little bit of news from around the world of pro wrestling. Not too much that happened this week. Obviously, we're also going to talk about Hell in a Cell, although it's been almost a week at this point. So we're going to kind of tie that in with the rest of wrestling. And guys, stay tuned to the end of the show because I have an exclusive interview with The Undertaker. I went deep into the bowels of my laundry room, and I found him kind of hanging out, just trying to be ominous in my basement. And
does he think that the laundry room is the boiler room?
I think so. Yeah.
Okay.
We'll get more into it in the interview, but I'm pretty sure that, he's a little confused. But you could probably tell by his previous appearances on the show. He's a strange guy. So, guys, stick around to the end of the show, or fast forward right to the end, because what we say is of very little value. And the Undertaker interview is going to be great.
Yeah, pretty much. You hit the nail on the head. All right, see you later, folks.
What you say is great. What Maddie says is bullshit.
Okay, Matt. Matt's not here.
And a boy, Steve.
Okay, so we did have Hell in a Cell last weekend. It was an okay show. It wasn't a bad show. I think it was fairly entertaining until the end. And then we got the dusty finish, the kind of crazy, smoke and mirrors. We can't escape Brock Lesnar. He's back, busting open doors, and apparently being paid a hefty sum to appear at WWE Crown Jewel, which is something I wanted to talk about off the top and kind of skipped over here. But how did you feel about the end of Hell in a Cell?
Okay, so here's the formula by which Vince McMahon works when he wants to use Roman Reigns.
Right.
Step 1, it's Roman Reigns. Step 2, it's adding a bunch of different random shit.
Yeah,
Step
random
3,
shit. Yeah.
Step 3 is forget that Roman Reigns is in the main event. It's just Roman plus Gaga shenanigans shit equals forget that Roman's in the main event. That's how that
Damn,
works.
pal. That sounds great. Ha ha ha.
Sounds fantastic.
So that's exactly what happened. We had Roman, we had Braun, whatever the hell his name is, Braun Strowman.
Braun
Sure,
Strowman.
that works.
Yep.
Yeah. Brock Strowman, sure.
Yeah, Braun, who did
And-
indeed eventually find Roman Reigns.
That's right. And you threw in some Gaga to begin with just a week before the show. God damn it, my dog.
I could see your dog right now just having a blast.
Her favorite toy is none of the toys that we bought her. It's the thing that you use to throw a tennis ball. So
Right. So she's just turned that into a cheap toy.
she's dragging that around, right?
Right. Well,
Anyways.
she looks cute doing it.
Yeah, she is. So you add Mick Foley into the match, and that kind of also adds whatever. I guess you're just putting him in there to be like, oh, Mick Foley's the special guest referee, and don't forget he's got his gimmick special coming up right after the show.
You know what was weird? And that was totally just a tie-in to promote that special, by the way. No doubt about it. You hit the nail on the head there. What was that spot when the table came out from under the ring and Foley looked at the table and he's like, the table's good. The table's good.
Yeah.
I was like, what does that mean? Like the table's not, it's
The
not
table,
been messed with?
I decree it allowed to be used.
There's no pine
good.
tar on the table. The table's the official table. That table's been unfucked with. I don't know what
So-
that meant.
You pull the table out, and Roman takes a look at Mick. He's like, huh? Mick goes, good. It's like, all right, put it in the ring.
Table's good. I lost teeth in this match once. Bang, bang.
That's exactly what that was. The match in general, I don't know. I thought it was good. It
was all right.
fine. And then the Gaga came into play. Roman and Braun went to sleep for 15 minutes while everybody else fought everywhere on top of the cell. And
Yeah, well, Seth and Dolph fall off the cell to crash to the announce table, which is the exact same thing Seth and Dean did like 3 years prior.
Seth and Dean did it better though.
Yeah,
This
a little bit.
this one didn't look as good, and I never want to say like, oh yeah, that sucked when you put your body on the line and fell through a table. You guys suck. But
You didn't injure yourself as well as the last guys injured themselves.
it also makes me sad that like the last thing we'll see of Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler, Seth and Dean is that when they put on an incredible match earlier in the night, which I'm sure we'll get to.
Oh, we will.
Yeah. Why? What do you think of the match?
I thought it was fine. I just thought that the ending was the only thing that they obviously kind of messed around with. But we had gotten a lot of results earlier in the night. There was a few random things that they did to kind of skew some finishes. Obviously, they had the AJ Styles, the weird controversy at the end. But we had Becky Lynch, who won her title. We had Ronda retain, which made sense. So, like, we got some clean actual finishes. And obviously, when you get into strange waters with like Roman Reigns and Braun Strowman, guys that they both want to push, but they can't maybe give a loss to here and there, which I don't really subscribe to, but they just wanted to continue this because obviously they had plans for this three-way at WWE Crown Jewel in Saudi Arabia, which I wouldn't mind chatting about right now because I actually did want to talk about it off the top of the show.
Let's do it.
I feel as if this looks very odd. I know a lot of people might agree with me that they've announced this pay-per-view happening in the same week as WWE Evolution is a pay-per-view. Sorry to the women.
Well, you're not allowed at one, but you can have your own pay-per-view.
Right. So that when people that already seemed reactionary to the first Saudi Arabia show to announce Evolution, and then to have this Saudi show come out And now it's like they can say, well, the women just had a show, so, I mean, maybe it's not so bad that they can't be here. I think it is bad. I think it's bad to go back twice in the same year after all that backlash and just kind of act like they're making inroads, like they're doing a good thing. I don't think they should be in Saudi Arabia. I really don't agree with it. And that's one of the myriad reasons I won't be paying attention to this show. And one of the other reasons is just the fact that there's just too much stuff going on. Like, they're promoting the Super Show, they're promoting Evolution, they're promoting this Crown Jewel show. Hell in a Cell just finished. And I barely have enough time to finish Raw and SmackDown in a week, and now they have these things coming out as Fast and Furious, and it's oversaturation to the 10th degree, in my opinion.
Within the next 2 months, we're going to have the Super Showdown, Evolution, Crown Jewel, Survivor Series, and then plus, let's add in NXT TakeOver War Games. That'll be over the Survivor Series weekend as well. So, like, holy shit, there's a lot of stuff going on. And you're right. It's hard to keep track of everything that's happening.
And I wouldn't put it past them to just throw in like a random MSG house show that's going to be on the network or something else. Like, it's just too much at this point. And you start running the issue where guys who are working great matches together, they're working together to the point that I'm losing interest in their overall storylines and the product as a whole. Like, that match, that tag match that they had at Hell in a Cell was one of the greatest matches ever. But it took me a long time to get into it because they had to work up to that work rate for me to be interested and invested, because I've seen this combination of wrestlers for like it feels like months now. And on Raw, you've got Ziggler again, like going after that IC title, like he's really into it. But at a certain point, you'd feel like realistically that guy would just be moving on. And they'd be like, okay, you know what? Like, can I wrestle somebody else? I'm not interested in wrestling this guy anymore. And they had a barn burner of a match again, but it's reaching diminishing returns to me at this point. Like, there's just this combination of wrestlers needs to be switched up.
It sucks that we have to say that, especially considering, like you said, we're coming off one of the best tag team matches that I've seen in quite a long time. Like, that was
really good.
So friggin' good, that match. That was the match of the night at Hell in a Cell for me. But I mean, you're right. I think that's an overarching topic that is always in our face when it comes to WWE, and that's oversaturation. Mm-hmm. There's so much of the product that you have to ask at one point or another, like, oh, when is too much? And it's a difficult question to respond to, just because WWE it equals so much money, all this stuff. That's why they're in Saudi Arabia again. That's why they're doing all these stupid, weird gimmick events, like whatever the hell. What's the first one? The Super Showdown. The Super Shitting Down Under. Like
the Super Slowdown.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Triple H. It's just you all got to look back to the money, and that's where this lands. And at some point or another, the only way that we're going to get a rollback in the oversaturation is if people stop watching the product.
Yeah.
But right now, you're still averaging good numbers Mondays and Tuesday nights, and they just got that huge Fox deal, so they're going to keep getting more money, and people are going to keep watching. So there's not a lot of reason in the WWE business model to change what they're doing when you're making all this fucking money all the time.
I know. It's a weird thing to argue, because obviously business is picking up. It's great for people and their jobs and all that stuff. But like, as a fan, it's just, I'm starting to feel a little browbeaten with their product. It's just like, watch this, watch this, watch this. You know that Family Guy cutaway where the guy's like, look at the pictures of my kids, and just starts smacking people in the face with his wallet? Yeah. That's how I feel when WWE's like, also watch this pay-per-view and that pay-per-view, and here comes the Mix Max Challenge on Facebook Watch.
I forgot about the Mix Match Challenge.
It's just so much stuff, and it's like too much stuff.
And you never want to come back and be like, WWE's like, well, God damn it, you love wrestling. We're giving you all the wrestling you could want. It's like, well, Christ, I have other interests in my life. Like, I want to go for a walk with my dog. But it's like, Can I do that? It's like, no, I got to catch up on the Mix Match Challenge.
God forbid somebody have a wedding anniversary to enjoy instead of a podcast to talk on.
Yeah, you know what you guys can do? You can watch the Mismatch Challenge. Mismatch Challenge and chill.
Relationship goals, pal. Ha ha. You're the best tag team ever.
That's what Vince
and
and
your
Linda
wife.
do every night. They just watch the WWE Network.
Yeah,
Just
Vince
the
and
whole
Linda?
WWE Network.
They just watch Bruno matches together and remember the days.
That's right. Yeah, Vince watches when who was it? Andre the Giant fought what boxer was it back in the day?
I don't know. Andre with what boxer?
It was Andre and the real life Rocky, whoever that guy was.
Oh yeah. I don't remember the guy's name, but
Vince was on commentary at Shea Stadium. He just goes back and watches that from like 1978. He's like, God damn it, I was good back then. I don't know why my dad didn't want me in the business. Oh, God damn. Am I right, Linda?
that's fantastic. Let's keep on the kind of the Hell in a Cell train. Becky Lynch is the new SmackDown Live Women's Champion. You bitch. She has won cleanly over Charlotte Flair, and the crowd definitely not split on who they were supporting. They still kind of cheered Charlotte, but apparently there was news of them confiscating Boo the Woof signs and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah,
so they're still swimming upstream with this whole heel face thing, which, I mean, I don't disagree with, trying to make somebody a bad guy in storyline if fans are going to cheer them. I don't think that's a big deal. I think stealing fans' signs and confiscating their right to say whatever they want, especially if it's just a storyline thing and it's not actually derogatory or mean, is a little suspect on the part of WWE. So not a huge fan of that. Definitely a fan of Becky Lynch and the straight fire she's been showing lately, pardon the pun.
She's the last kicker, man. She uses the disarm her. Have you heard of that before? The disarm her?
Yes.
I feel like that's rubbed in my fucking face every day.
She's been a real lasshole lately.
Very nice. Very good. Yeah, so the sign thing, it kind of sucks, but I don't know. It's hard for me to get too worked up about it just because I feel like I've come to understand that WWE wants to control the message all the time, whether that be at their shows, whether that be through the media. They're masters at it. They're masters at controlling their own message. So when they seal Steins, like, yeah, well, that's dumb, but I don't know. It doesn't get me up in arms or anything like that. You bitch.
It's very disarming, if you will.
Very good. Very
Hilarious.
good.
Yeah, this podcast sucks.
You suck, ADC. Kevin Mickey's the best.
Yeah,
Fuck Matt
screw-
the Mark. Matt the Mark
Screw-
sucks ass. And that's the bottom line, because Basement Steve says so.
Okay.
How many beers has he had today?
Steve, how many beers deep are you?
Like 6, 7, maybe 8.
Wow. It's 1:30 in the afternoon, Steve.
Yeah, but it's like 6:37 somewhere.
That's true.
He's not wrong on that account. I will.
But
give him
we're
that.
here. Like, we're in Canada, so maybe he should, adhere
Well,
to
the more beers you drink, you feel like you're somewhere else.
At least it's past lunchtime, but I got to say, if you're like 8 deep at 1:30, you probably started pre-lunch.
That's a tailgate on a Sunday afternoon in Buffalo. Let me tell you, put somebody through a table, and then that's just standard.
So we talked about some Becky Lynch stuff. I don't think there's much else to get into there. Obviously, she's been pretty awesome.
Yeah, let me just mention that Becky's fucking that. I thought that was one of the best parts of SmackDown was Becky again calling Charlotte a bitch, and then the brawl, and then Charlotte attempting to, it looked like, conceal her having a wardrobe malfunction the entire time.
Yes.
I don't know. This is one of the best parts of SmackDown for me. Becky is being awesome, even though she's being one of those tweeners that it's, are we supposed to boo her? Are we not supposed to boo her? I'm fine with it.
Yeah,
because I think
Becky is tops right now.
Yeah, she's being real good. And the further this goes, the better. I thought the title switch was good at Hell in the Cell. It works for me, and it just kind of furthers this storyline and gives Becky more credibility.
I think something that works against WWE in a way is that she didn't have to cheat to win. Like, she actually won clean. She stole the win in a quick little pin move, but she won that title legitimately fair and square. So it gives her a platform to stand on when she's saying things, like she belongs there and that she wants to be called the queen. Now, does she want to be called Queen Bitch or just Queen?
She wants to be Queen Bitch, kiss my feet, kiss my ass, raise my hand. I
want you to call me Queen Bitch. That's kind of what it felt like. So Queen Bitch, Becky. That should be a title, a T-shirt. Queen Bitch.
Your new SmackDown Women's Champion, Queen Bitch Becky, QBB.
Queen Bitch.
Queen Bitch. Yeah, that'd be a hell of an intro.
I love Greg Hamilton, by the way. He's great. So I got to ask you this. What the hell is Jeff Hardy up to? And also in the same sentence and same sentiment, what the hell is Randy Orton up to? Because
let me tell you that when I was back in high school, I was actually wearing the same thing that Jeff Hardy was wearing on Sunday, and that was screwdrivers in my ears. So when I went to all my hardcore punk shows, that was the style back then. So
I don't think it was. I think you're lying.
I'm lying a little bit.
I think you may have worn Jinko jeans at some point.
Ironically, only.
Except you would have been in like grade 5 or something, and I would have been in like high school.
It was the coolest grade 5 of all time, though, when I was wearing my Jinko jeans.
I remember all the kids that used to hang out in the tech wing in my high school would wear those big, huge Jinko jeans.
Yeah, and what are they doing now?
I don't know.
Jinko jeans manufacturers.
Apparently, it's still around if you go to the website.
Well, Jeff Hardy's keeping them in business, of course.
Single-handedly keeping them afloat.
Yeah. You want to talk about that match and just like what's going on?
Yeah, that spot that Jeff Hardy did was, I think we all expected him to fly off the top of the cell. That's probably why he was like, no, I feel it deep down in my cortex of my intestinal fortitude. I'm not going off the cell. I'll just fall from the roof of the cell, from the ceiling.
I don't know. That's something that I don't recall having seen in the cell. Somebody just like traversing across to the top of it and then dropping.
It was interesting. Yeah, it was interesting. It was quite the spill, really.
Would you think of it as an opener for the show?
I thought it set a nice tone for the show. It was more brutal than anything we would see all night, so it did, it effectively made it feel like a different show. Randy Orton's leg was one of the grossest things I've ever seen. That piece of skin like filleted hanging off of him was really nasty. I'm assuming that was just from the chair when Jeff jumped on him. It somehow was jagged and ripped his leg open. I don't know what that was all about, but it was good. And I think that they actually paced that show really well because you had that kind of craziness off the top. And then what was next? The women's title match. And then you had that tag match. So there was a lot for the fans to be invested in, and they kind of kept it ramping up nicely through the course of the show.
I think so too, yeah. I think that it started off super hot, and for me it got a little less hot as all the matches went on. For me it kind of crescendoed at the WWE title match with Joe and AJ. Right. And then from there it's just everything was just kind of like whatever. I don't know. The main event just featuring just so much shit that it was just like, does this even count as a match? I don't know.
Right. And then, of course, Randy Orton and his strange ear fetish continues. A lot of stories of people asking their kids to leave the room, not being able to watch. It was pretty gross. I think it's interesting. It's different. It's positioned Randy Orton as like a real pretty sadistic heel in a way that we haven't seen in a long time. And it's brought some of that old magic back that we used to see from him when he was punting people and the like. So I think it's pretty cool. I think we need to officially change his name to Randy Earton. Or possibly the side of the face of WWE. Maybe bring out some T-shirts that say things like, I hear voices, you probably can't. Something else, along those lines would work for me.
Well, I mean, he could do another storyline with Mick Foley and be like, one of your ears is already gone. Now I'm going to take the other. He's just going to be collecting. He's like, he'll be like Vincent Van Gogh collecting ears.
Right.
Vincent Van Gogh missing his ear, obviously.
Or he could be like the Good Brothers, just collecting balls in a jar, but it'll be ears.
Yeah, something like that. I don't know. This is a good Randy Orton for me. Is anyone going to be ever again like super fired up for Randy Orton? No. Is this something different from Randy Orton that's somewhat of a throwback still? Yes. So I accept this weird Randy Orton and him bullying this production truck kid. You're like, oh, does that hurt? Does it hurt now? No, sir, it doesn't.
Mr. Orton, you're hurting me.
You're hurting me.
That made me laugh. That line made me laugh out loud. He's like, Mr. Orton, you're hurting me.
I wanted to kick the shit out of that kid after that. Shut up.
It's funny. Like, this is somebody's job in television, and they're like, today, okay, whoever's the TD running the production truck who's doing Switcher today, we need you to pretend that Randy Orton is uncomfortably abusing you at work. And we need you to act as well as you possibly can. And I wouldn't, you never know. It might have been somebody who's a little better at acting that they just got in the truck to sit in for him or somebody, but it's just what a weird way to spend a day at work.
Yeah, that kid was actually just one of the cable pullers, and Vince is just like, God damn it, he looks like he'll work. Put him in there.
We can't use the actual Switcher guy. He's ugly. Get this guy.
He's ugly, and he's huge. He's vascular. Hunter! Take a look at the Switcher.
Just put a mask on Hunter. Have him do the TD.
Yeah,
Look at the body on him.
Yeah. Randy, you're hurting me.
Randy, I could feel you breathing on my neck.
Randy Orton will be a good character moving forward, I think. I think. Jeff Hardy, where is he going right now? I don't know. Have you heard this report of he's just going to kind of lay low for a little bit while he wants to do one last run with his brother, even though his brother, it sounds like, is Gonzo?
Yeah, that's actually something we should probably touch on. It seems like Matt Hardy is officially retired, so congratulations, Matt, on getting yourself some time at home with your family and taking yourself off the road. I believe that's a good idea because despite the wonderfulness of your broken character, we weren't really getting enough of it on television, and you were clearly a bit hobbled out there walking around. Like, you were stiff. Your back and your pelvis are fusing together. So, dude, lay low. Don't come back. Enjoy life.
I saw that he wrestled a few house shows after he announced his retirement.
Yeah, he had more commitments to fulfill, but then he kind of let it go. And Jeff was apparently wrestling the next night in like a 6-man tag on the dark match or at a house show or something. So he was at a SmackDown Live show the next night. So he wasn't injured from the fall, or at least not enough to keep him off TV, which for Jeff Hardy would probably be a monumental injury because he's ridiculously insane. But in my opinion, I wouldn't think it was bad if Jeff Hardy were to just kind of retire soon as well. Like, him and his brother should kind of both, ride off into the sunset together.
Yeah, I think that would work. I don't know if Jeff has anything left in the tank. Is there anything else you want to see out of Jeff? I mean, is he ever gonna?
He's never gonna want to quit.
No, yeah, that's true. Is he? But can you ever see him being like the WWE champion again?
No, because I just don't think he could carry the work rate and the title picture that the matches require this day and age. Like, you can't go from a guy like AJ Styles to Jeff Hardy.
Could you see Jeff carrying the U.S. Championship again? Would you be fine with him doing that? Do you need to see him doing that?
Well, it would be better than Shinsuke holding it right now because, frankly, Shinsuke is just a prop who goes out there and has matches with people while other things happen around him. And that just goes back holding the title.
Yeah. So do we need anything from Jeff Hardy right now? Does he move the needle? Does he move your needle? Is your needle moved?
Goddamn, you should see my needle right now.
Steve, that's really weird, Steve.
Oh.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
You're just confused. I don't need any more Jeff Hardy in my life. I think I'm fine. I was excited to see them come back. That WrestleMania moment was great, but it's been a little underwhelming ever since. I enjoyed this Randy Orton stuff. I think it was kind of cool.
Yeah. I think the Randy Orton stuff really works, and if Jeff wants to call it a career pretty soon, say la vie.
I think the only thing really left for him would be an actual real retirement storyline, but that's almost too much to ask for from wrestlers in this day and age because you've got a guy like The Undertaker who just comes back whenever the hell he feels like it and doesn't actually retire even after retiring. So who knows?
Yeah, Jeff's going to be coming back when he's 54 wearing those Jinko jeans.
Yeah.
Doing the little Hardy gimmick dancing that he does. It's good. It's gonna be magical.
He gives me the wrestler vibe, like a Mickey Rourke vibe, more than almost anybody else on the roster. Jeff and Taker, they both do. But so we talked about the crazy, world title, universal title scene. Do we really need to get into Roman and Corbin? The fact that people didn't really stick around for that and the show kind of faltered in the third hour or on Raw, or does that really even matter anymore?
The only thing I'll say is just like the match was fine. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
hate it either.
Yeah, it was fine, but I don't know. Do I need to see it again? No.
I will say I'm enjoying Baron Corbin in this current run. I think his abuse of power is fun. I think that the way that he will just stop matches and tell people to restart matches, the way Matt DeMarc put it on our pod the other day, it's like, well, he wears the vest because he has to conduct business at all times. Like, if
I said that 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, whenever we
that was you.
podcasted last.
Was that you? You said, like, if he's going to restart matches, he has to look official.
Yes, he has to look official. He's conducting business at all times.
Maybe that was you.
Therefore,
That was
the vest
Kevin
is being
Mickey,
worn.
Andrew, you piece of shit.
Wow, I know Steve's mad because he called me Andrew.
Goddamn kid. Don't mess up Kevin Mickey and Matt DeMarc. I hate this podcast. I hate you and I'm leaving.
You're leaving. This is ridiculous. Steve, finish your song.
I'll never bring stunners back.
I know you won't. What's going on back there, Kevin?
My dog is eating the couch.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah.
Do you want to go to attend to that? We got live match happening right now. Kevin versus his dog.
Stand by 1 second.
Hold on. Okay, I'm going to commentate this.
Get out of there! Get out of the couch! No, you're not gonna eat the couch.
That
Down
dog has a family,
Come
by
and sit with
God.
me.
Oh.
No, you're not gonna eat the couch.
Oh,
All right.
Poochie.
All right, I'm back.
That dog has a family, by God.
Yeah, she'll just chill on my lap for a little bit. She's only 3 months old, so she's like, "Oh, the couch looks like fun. I think I'll eat that."
Hey, there you go. This is live, pal. We're live,
That's
pal.
right.
You can't start over now.
Can't do it. No, can't. Yeah, we're live, pal. Can't do it again. Let's do it again. Let's do it again.
We're live, pal. Oh, sorry. Okay, let's talk about AJ Styles. Narrowly escaping Hell in a Cell with his world title. They did the angle where the ref couldn't see the tap. I thought it was interesting. I really thought AJ was going to have to play it up and own it on SmackDown. I don't know if they did that quite enough for my liking for him to really come off as a total babyface. I get that Joe's been a real piece of shit. I get AJ playing it up as, I guess it's just karma for the way you've been. But I just think that AJ's such like a stand-up champ that you think that he would be like, no, I did tap, and Samoa Joe may have won that match, but I got to stand by my thing and, just do what I can to be the best WWE champion I can, and I want Joe again to prove that I could beat this guy. But he was just kind of like, well, maybe that's karma, you son of a bitch. You suck. Coquina clutch these nuts, Joe.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I love the explanation from AJ. It doesn't make him seem like a very stand-up champion, like you said.
Maybe I'm overreacting though. Maybe we're AJ's been getting berated by Joe, and he's been fucking calling out his wife and stuff. So maybe Joe or AJ should just be like, yeah, suck it, deal with it.
Yeah, it's like, I win anyways. Ha ha ha! Take that. Yeah, I don't know. It's the only thing that gives me hope behind this is the fact that it was a dusty finish. Therefore, we're gonna get another match between these two because I thought the match was really good at Hell in the Cell. Also, on a side note, why in the fuck is this storyline always in the middle of SmackDown? Why isn't it leading or ending the show? It is the WWE Championship, and this is one of the better feuds that the WWE Championship has seen
in a long time.
In a long time. It's so good. But we're starting off the show with Miz and Daniel Bryan all the time, which I like that storyline, but it doesn't mean anything. It means zero.
You go back a year and a half ago, and the WWE Championship feud was between Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton. And now we have Samoa Joe and AJ Styles in a blood feud. It's fantastic. But, we've talked about it so many times. The star of SmackDown and currently the entire focus of that brand is 100% Daniel Bryan and The Miz and Brie and Maurice and this whole crazy mix-up that I guess we could just talk about it right now if you want.
We can. I'm not going to talk about it for long. Especially that match at Hell in a Cell. I just did not give two shits about it.
I know, and I feel like they've been trying to elongate this feud for us, but they really have sapped some of my interest from this. I'm really not super into this Daniel Bryan Miz thing anymore, and unfortunately, one of the biggest feuds of the year that had the highest potential has led to just a big meh from me lately. This whole thing with Brie and Maurice, it's just become kind of the popcorn WWE storyline. It's all to promote the TV show, and I hate to sound too down on it, but I really just want to get back to these two guys and their feud over wrestling, and one guy being called a coward and talking about how the other guy couldn't wrestle anymore, and just the aggression, the actual, realistic feud that they had going on. And I don't know. I'm kind of over it now. It sucks.
What would JR say? Sells it? It's a personal issue?
These two guys have a personal issue. They need to slow down a little bit and sell a lick, but they got a personal issue, and that's just good stuff, by God.
I mean, JR's right. Yes, thank you, JR. JR, obviously great friends of Stone Cold. Both know what they're talking about. Basement Steve and JR.
JR's a smart son of a bitch. I like to drink beers with that motherfucker sometimes.
Okay. White meat babyface from Oklahoma.
He's a white meat babyface from Norman, Oklahoma, jumping Jim Ross.
Yeah, you're goddamn right. And here's
terrible Jim Ross.
I don't need Brie. I don't need Maurice. That took away from this feud. And the way that they can progress this feud, and I think they're doing it, is to give the number one title opportunity to whatever. What is it? It's at the Showdown? That's where they're doing this?
It's like the Super Showdown, and then the winner of this match gets a shot at the WWE title.
Yeah, so
that's important. That's important to note.
It is important. And here's the good news. Whoever wins that match, they can go their separate ways briefly after this. One of them is the number one contender. One of them is not. Let's say, and this would be good storytelling on WWE's part, even if it is
booking right now?
Yeah, even if it is somewhat predictable, because people have been calling for this. Let's say Miz wins this match coming up, and he does so by nefarious means, but they're going to go their separate ways anyways. Like, whatever. We're going to get another Daniel Bryan, Randy Orton feud just for a few months. Not that we want to see that, but whatever. That'll get us somewhere that we want to go. Miz goes on to win the title from AJ Styles, because
that would be very interesting.
AJ retains. And then we get to WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan wins the Royal Rumble finally, and it's Miz, Daniel Bryan, one-on-one for the WWE Championship.
Me likey.
It comes full circle at that point. And what we don't need in the meantime is Brie and Maurice putting themselves into it. I have respect for what they do in the industry. However, do they need to be involved in this storyline? As Stone Cold said.
Yeah, I was open to it. I was a little disappointed when they started to bring them into this, because I do like this, just like I said before, just their core feud between these two guys. But I was going to give it a chance, and they did manage to, they kind of messed it up a little bit, and they kind of made it seem a little less important and a little more campy. And by the way, at Hell in a Cell, if Brie just wanted Maurice to have to tag in, all Brie had to do was tag herself in, and that would have led to a really dumb back and forth where they just kept tagging each other out. But like, if you want Maurice in there, just tag Bryan again and just be like, "Get in the ring, you stupid bitch," and that's all you got to do. But that's
I'll give you a full disclosure. I fast forwarded through the match. I couldn't be bothered to watch that one.
Yeah,
I just did not care. Did not care.
I like that a lot. There's also the possibility of like Daniel Bryan winning and us having a babyface title matchup on, say, SmackDown Live or something, and then The Miz coming out and just interfering in Daniel Bryan's title opportunity, and then them just continuing, because WWE will just keep two people together for like a long time, and this AJ Styles Daniel Bryan match would just be a main event on SmackDown Live 1000 or something, which would make sense. When is that, by the way?
I forgot about that. That's another friggin' big event coming up.
When is SmackDown 1000?
SmackDown 1000's it's approaching real soon, I think.
Yeah. Right, I can hear you Googling on the machine.
Yeah, let me hit the Google machine here. SmackDown 1000, WWE Washington. It's on Tuesday, October 16th. So that's coming up pretty soon. One day before my day of birth.
Now, when's the Super Showdown?
The Super Showdown's like October 6th, I think. Stand by.
Boy. Here we go.
On the Google machine here. WWE Super Showdown.
October 6th.
Is October 6th.
Okay, so I could potentially see like Daniel Bryan winning that match and then going on to main event SmackDown 1000 against AJ Styles, and then getting The Miz involved to screw him over, and then that kind of brings it back around. It seems like they've written off Maurice for a while. She is, I would assume, actually going home to be a mother. She just came back for a little run to help promote their show and, help elongate this feud as best they could. But I don't know. I'm kind of over the whole thing with the wives, and that has nothing to do with them as performers. It's just the core actual issue. The personal issue these two have is so strong that I want to get back to that immediately.
Agreed.
And I want it to have more gravitas, if you will,
I don't know what that means. You're an idiot for saying that word, but I agree
sorry.
with the other stuff you said.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
It means gravity, Kevin Mickey. It's like the word gravity, but Taos at the end. And that's the bottom line.
Yeah, see, this is why I'm happy Steve's here to explain this shit to me, because I just don't get it.
I usually have to explain stuff to ADC because he's a dumbass.
Yeah,
That's mean. That's not true. Ronda Rousey, speaking of the Bellas, is because they've somehow wormed their way into both shows.
Fuck.
Is I find this to be an unfortunate pairing. I really do, because she needs to be that, kick-ass, badass, and it's just weird, like having her be all friendly backstage with Natty and the Bellas kind of takes away some of her mystique, and I don't like it. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
No, I agree. That's what I was saying a few weeks ago. Like, why does... Okay, let's get a little deeper on this issue, just for a moment.
Okay.
It is Ronda Rousey. Should WWE be pursuing Ronda Rousey as a 2018 mirror of Stone Cold Steve Austin? Not to say that, like, she is going to be Stone Cold drinking beer, flipping people off. No. Because that won't, that was 1999, 1998, and that probably won't work 20 years later. But
you talking about me?
Yes, he's talking about you.
Oh, hell yeah, I'm on like beer 10 now.
You've had 2 more beers since we started the show?
El Segundo Brewery, Broken Skull, IPA. Oh, hell yeah. My beer's great. I love my beer.
He's just singing back there. It's kind of strange.
I'm surprised that El Segundo hasn't used that song as part of their marketing technique.
Get away again in El Segundoville.
Okay, calm down. Sorry, you were saying?
Should Ronda Rousey be the 2018 equivalent of Stone Cold Steve Austin? Should WWE be pursuing that angle? Give me a brief answer to that. Would you like that?
Oh, hell yeah.
I think he meant me.
Steve
yes, she should, but she's never going to be Stone Cold on the mic. So you're not going to get that kind of charisma, and that's largely what got Steve over, because he was so damn compelling every time he opened his mouth, and then he would back it up. So I don't know how they could book it that way, but she could just be kind of a killer, a silent killer, who doesn't speak much, because she's gotten better at it, but like she doesn't carry that same weight whenever she opens her mouth.
The same gravitas.
Yeah, see? There you go. You figured it out. Yeah, good for you.
Steve helped me. So she's never going to be the equivalent that Stone Cold was, she can't cut chops like Stone Cold could on the mic. However, I think she carries herself in the same BMF kind of way that Stone Cold did. It's different in the way that, like, whatever, she comes to the ring, she's smiling, and, like, that's fine. I get that. She's fucking happy to be champion and be living her dream in WWE. I can understand that. But she get serious when she needs to. Stone Cold could get serious when he needed to. Then, did Stone Cold go back and be like, I love all my friends. Look at all of my friends. Let's all be friends and pose for photos together. Like,
yeah, I never saw that. I don't think I ever saw that. We saw that
really?
when he was a heel, when he would hang out with Kurt and Vince, and he would kiss Vince's ass, and that's why people were supposed to not like him, because he wasn't hanging to himself anymore. He was, sucking up to people and hanging out backstage with Kurt and his tiny ass hat.
But then he was so goddamn funny doing that.
Yeah, and he was singing songs, just like he did today.
Yippee-ki-yay. So here's what I'm trying to say.
Okay.
There is an opportunity for WWE to make Ronda Rousey a 2018 equivalent of what Stone Cold Steve Austin was. And let me put an asterisk beside that, saying that, like, no one will ever be what Stone Cold Steve Austin was. He's probably a once in a lifetime type of character to get over to the degree he did. But
sure.
I thought there was an opportunity to have Ronda battle the establishment that is Stephanie McMahon. You can somewhat recreate Stone Cold and Vince with Ronda and Steph. But
why are we so past that point already? Like, why has that been, glossed over? Why is Steph off TV? Why is she just selling? I guess she's selling the injury. I don't know. Was the last time we saw Steph when Ronda gave her the armbar? Why is Triple H fine with it?
You can't be on television with a hurt arm. Vince was getting wheeled around in a wheelchair.
Oh, that was great.
So just why is this iteration of Ronda the one who's friends with everybody and who like smiles with everybody and is friends with the fucking Bellas for some reason? It doesn't make any sense to me. Ronda Rousey should be able to stand on her own and just be the legitimate ass kicker that she is. That's me. That's me, though.
I agree. I think that would work. I think it would also work if they booked her as almost like a female Brock Lesnar. You know what I mean? Like, she doesn't have to say anything. She doesn't necessarily have to be against the establishment, but she could just be that beast that comes in and just literally throws people around, because that's what we used to see Brock do. Remember, like, his first appearance, he came and I think just demolished the Hardys?
Yep.
Like, literally just threw them around while Paul Heyman was there, like, again. And, you know, Ronda can do. We've seen her do that with all these judo throws and these hip tosses. Like, she just whips people around, and she should just be this unstoppable force for now, even if there is no authority tied to it. And she just doesn't have to say anything. She should just be what she was in MMA. You know, so intimidating and scary and just dominant. And I would like to see that. And she's doing that in the ring. But they're just trying to add so much personality to her and make her, I guess, a marketable character for young girls and such. But the wrestling fan in me wants her to be more cutthroat and mean, but we're not going to get that. I don't think. Not yet.
I'd like to see it. I would. I'd tell you what I don't want to see, and that's more of the Bellas and Ronda. And I think a lot of people are with me there.
Yeah. Well, the Bellas aren't forever. They come, they go. So at least there's that.
Yeah.
By the way, we skipped over one thing I just wanted to say about the AJ Styles situation. Andrade Almas. That match was absolutely fantastic, and that Styles clash that AJ did out of that jackknife cover was an unreal spot.
That was so that was so stupidly incredible.
That was unbelievable.
Absolutely incredible. I loved it.
Yeah. That's all I have to say about that. So here's another really important thing that happened this week that we haven't even hit on yet. Rusev Day is over.
What a shame.
Yeah.
What a true shame.
I think we all saw this coming for months, but it's finally happened, man. Rusev Day is over.
I'm kind of happy the way that it happened, because I thought that just like Lana was just going to tell on him, and then Rusev would be like, we're no longer friends, and then that's it. And then they'd wrestle later and be like, that's fucking dumb.
This angle is over, Aiden. I'm moving on to other storylines now immediately.
I'm glad that the attack after the match actually gave us a reason to still like Rusev and to not like not like Aiden English. Yeah.
The maestro of mayhem.
Yeah, exactly.
The Shakespeare of song.
This will be a good little angle to work for a few weeks, and hopefully they put Rusev over and he can kind of just do something a little extra later. Who knows? Maybe get another run with the U.S. Championship.
I think also something that's kind of important to note is this will probably be the first time that we'll see Rusev booked as a legit actual babyface, because Aiden English is so clear-cut of a heel in this situation that now Rusev will be booked as the good guy. And Lana will be, on his arm, and I guess they'll still probably wear Rusev Day shirts and stuff, but I don't know. We'll probably get like an Aiden Day shirt.
Well, I mean, any chance you get to try and pump some other merch, hell yeah. Let's just put another shirt out there. WWE.com's got the WWEshop.com's got the room for it.
Let's get the online merch.
I remember when Rusev first came out and he had that Star T-shirt.
Yeah.
He was like, it looked really dumb. He had the Star T-shirt, and I was listening to Stone Cold's podcast, and he was just like, God damn, kid's got all the talent in the world, but he's got this dumbass fucking shirt.
God damn, kid, you gotta have better merchandise for him than this stupid fucking star and shit. What the fuck is that?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to just hopefully they put Rusev over and it'll work. And
what do you see for Aiden English moving forward?
Nothing.
He's literally nothing.
He's a jobber. He's a jabroni for the rest of his career.
Wow, those are strong words. I think Aiden English is a talented dude, man. I think he has potential.
Yeah, he'll be entertaining for sure. Is he ever going to get a legitimate, serious run as like even a mid-card guy? No.
I guess if I had to pick between one of those two to have a future in WWE and ever get a shot at the title and legitimately maybe win one, it's Rusev. Rusev and Lana are a commodity, that's for sure. Their social media presence, they're popular, they're funny, Lana's gorgeous. Rusev is super talented. So what can I say? I'd rather them.
Yep, me too.
Some friends, tag teams that have not split, apparently, after being together for years and years, are The Undertaker and Kane, whom will be joining forces in a way at the Super Showdown. Kane is going to be in the corner of The Undertaker against Triple H, who's going to have HBK in his corner. Are you excited for this epic showdown? The last time that The Undertaker and Triple H will ever face off in a ring together, Kevin.
Yeah, I've heard it's the last time ever, a few times, actually.
It's the last time ever, Kevin. It's a big deal. Did you hear my interview on Raw like 3 weeks ago?
We heard it.
I think I heard, yeah. So here's the thing. It's kind of how I feel. Just like whatever. Just fuck. All right, sure. At least they're treating it as a Legends type gimmick, and they're not being like, in the corner of the Undertaker will be Jason Jordan. You're like, what?
Right.
Why the hell is he there? It's just like, just put all the old guys together, put them all. It's a gimmick act. It's a nostalgic act. Let's keep it that way. Don't put any of the new guys with it. It's like when Triple H and Sting wrestled at WrestleMania a few years ago, and they just brought out the NWO and DX.
It's a retirement tour.
Exactly.
It's the old guys.
It is what it is, man. I don't have a lot of issues with it as long as they don't try and make it into like new guys in the storyline. It's like whoever wins gets a shot at the WWE Championship, and you're just like, fuck, no, come on.
The important question here is, does this end up resulting in a Survivor Series matchup with Triple H, Shawn Michaels, potentially a DX team? I mean, imagine this. You've got Shawn Michaels, Triple H, maybe the Road Dogg, maybe Billy Gunn, maybe X-Pac, 5 men on one side, and then The Undertaker and Kane and some other strange pairing on the other side. Does this result in a weird half-assed Shawn Michaels comeback?
Bradshaw and Farouk over there.
Sure. Yeah, or maybe the Wyatt family get back together and they join them.
I mean, would that be fun? Yeah. Do I need to see Shawn Michaels come out of retirement for that? No.
This would be the same thing they did for Kurt Angle, basically.
Yeah, and Kurt Angle did not go out on top like Shawn Michaels did. And going out on top is going out with such a fucking incredible match. So I don't need to see that happen. Would it be fun to see it happen? Yeah, I'd have a good time watching it.
Do you think it's going to happen? Do you think Shawn Michaels is going to wrestle again in some stretch or some way?
No.
I hope
Shawn
not.
Michaels would never wrestle again.
I really hope not. What is the over-under on the amount of Sweet Chin Musics that he throws at the Super Showdown, and will he kick Kane or potentially Triple H by accident?
Well, I think you got to put the over-under at 2.5.
Okay.
Because you got to think that
That's
he's gonna kick Kane.
Okay.
And then he's gonna kick somebody to help win the match. So that's 2. But then will he throw another one and just be like, and fuck you too? So he kicks one more. So like
some guy in the front row.
It's just even if he just like, let's say he kicks Kane, he kicks Taker, and then Hunter's just like, yeah, that's right, and then he kicks Hunter too. He's like, yeah, I just did that because I can. What
if he just does that Shawn Michaels phase where it's just like, I don't know, whatever. Like throw his hands up, just like.
It's like the Jim Halpert face in The Office, where just like the camera zooms in, he looks at it, he's like, guess what, I did it.
Just one more Sweet Chin Music.
So cool. If it's, I think I'll put it at 2.5.
That's high. That's high.
I will take. I mean, depending on the action, if we're talking gambling here, I'll get really into this. Let's put it at 2.5, and if you're taking the over, that's at like plus 115, and I'll take the over because I like that action.
Will Byron Saxton take a Sweet Chin Music?
Oh fuck, I hope so. That would be incredible, and then he wouldn't have to commentate either. It'd be amazing.
That'd be the perfect thing ever.
Yeah.
Lio Rush. I want to talk about this kid.
Sure.
Fantastic appearance on Raw this week. I think he's actually somehow managed to make me want to see my man, Bobby Lashley.
My man, Bobby Lashley. My man.
Somehow they found a way to make Bobby Lashley entertaining with between the My Man thing and Lio Rush just running around doing flips and shit. This is good stuff.
I think it's good stuff as well, and it's funny. You remember Leo got like disciplined when he was in NXT?
Oh yeah,
right? Because he just said whatever. I guess like,
Emma wasn't ready for Asuka, and then Asuka because Emma got fired.
Emma got let go right after her feud with Asuka.
Yeah.
This kid, he looks pretty good. I remember I was listening to the Masked Man pod, and Shoemaker's really over on Leo Rush, or whatever he used to be called. So I think he's got a lot of potential. He showed us that he's got some chops on the mic. He's got some charisma. He can do this crazy flips and shit. Like Ricochet and him seem to have some friendly banter online a lot. So he's kind of got that Ricochet aspect to him, a little smaller than Ricochet.
Yeah, he's a tiny guy.
And it's funny pairing him up with Bobby Lashley when they tried to grab Leo Rush, and Bobby like lifted him up over the ropes like he was a little baby and held him.
Like put him on his shoulders, and then Leo almost fell over and had to like do a sit up to get back up to Bobby's neck and stuff. That was some pretty funny stuff. And I would be remiss if I didn't bring up Elias being like, "Hold on, whose kid is this?"
Yeah, Elias continues to just. Yeah, he continues to just be super entertaining in what he's doing. I'm not getting tired by that, and he worked well with Leo on Monday.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. So I'm interested to see what they do with Leo Rush and Bobby Lashley. I'm also interested to see what they're doing with the cruiserweights as a whole. Obviously, moving 205 Live now to Wednesday before NXT, which I think is a good spot because people who like stuff like NXT may take the time before to watch 205 Live. And also, they taped the show before SmackDown this week, which works a lot better. So
way better. I don't know why they haven't been doing that before. Way better. I don't need to wait around and watch 205 Live and then see the dark match for SmackDown. Like that's too much.
Yeah. Also, Asuka. Why?
This is so fucking stupid.
That's how I feel about it too. Want to just move along to just 2 tweets?
Yes.
All right.
The following segment was paid for by the ADCs of wrestling.
Hey, yo. This is just 2 tweets.
Two tweets.
Okay, so this is going to be a bit of a guerrilla-style one again. We're just going to go down the list on the Twitter machine and see who was nice enough to spend some time tweeting us on the show this week. And there was a few of them. So Jim Martin says, OMFG, Paige has short hair, hashtag nothing else at Hell in a Cell matters now, / break the internet, hashtag be still my beating heart, just 2 tweets. Well, okay, so Jim Martin, big fan of Paige's short hair. Good to know.
Yes.
At Andy, yep, this is Andy, says, so Randy's big move on Sunday involved him getting his hands on a tool. Coincidence? Just 2 tweets. Just tool tweets.
That's pretty good.
Wow. Andy, I'm not going to touch that, just like I wouldn't touch Randy Orton's hand.
Just like I wouldn't touch his tool.
That's some dirty shit, Kevin. You're the fucking best.
Thanks, Steve. Steve O says, was it just me, or did all the outside cell shots from Hell in a Cell look like the screen in the video game where your character is just about dead? Hashtag just 2 tweets. Hashtag I need a medic. Yes, it did. It's like when the screen goes red and your health is low and you desperately need to duck behind cover or you're going to die.
Did you like the red cell?
I didn't hate it. I think that was a poor choice for the fans in attendance because I bet they couldn't see a damn thing. I bet it was really distracting because your brain is going to tune out like a gray cell much easier than that big red monstrosity. I didn't hate the fact that it was red instead of blue. I think all the people that got really upset about them dissing SmackDown, it wasn't branded for the show. It was branded for the show, like the pay-per-view. Hell in a Cell is a red pay-per-view.
The cover art was Braun and Roman as like demons, therefore that's red.
Which was great cover up, by the way.
Yeah.
Mary Carr says, you guys tied with your Hell in a Cell picks, each with 3 incorrect. Hashtag just 2 tweets. Hashtag not sure why I'm tweeting. Hashtag people won, so the pod is over. Hashtag sad face. Yeah, guess what, guys? The pod didn't end, even though people won matches last week. It's still here. And it's weird current incarnation with me and Kevin Mickey and like no real scripts. So that's kind of fun.
Yeah, but I got all of my predictions correct.
Did you?
Oh yeah. There's just unfortunately there's no legit there's no record of my picks, but right. I can tell you that they are 100% all correct.
I can back that shit up. Anything Kevin says is legit.
That's goddamn right.
Wow, this is a great tweet. Somebody has created a Twitter account called Clangy Polls because I hate them so much. At Clangy Poles says, clang, 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 a clangety clang, 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 period, clang. Hashtag just 2 tweets.
Well, I'll tell you, WWE's keeping the clangy pole business just really functioning on all levels. They're always backstage, always in really bad spots, too.
Well, now that I know that Clangy Poles is a fan of the ADC dub, I won't hate on him so much. Mike Gordon asks, do you think it's a slap in the face that the women superstars that WWE is going back to Saudi Arabia the same week as Evolution, which is a pay-per-view? Yes, I do. Stu Little says, do you watch Lucha Underground? No. I've watched it, but I don't have time in my life to watch more wrestling, so I do not. Do you watch Lucha Underground?
I've gotten through almost the entire first season on Netflix, and it's really good. It's a lot of fun. It's really well produced. It's got some fun characters, but again, yeah, I'm kind of like you, where it's hard to find the time to always watch it. But it is really, it's entertaining. I follow it on Instagram, and I see some crazy shit going on in it right now. Like there's some crazy weird weddings going on.
Yeah.
But
speaking of, congrats to Ric Flair for tying the knot with Fifi the Maid.
Oh, looks fantastic.
And congrats to Doc Hendricks for that sweet pink and white suit and a fanny pack at a wedding. Dude. Just awful. Mary Carr again says, random thoughts. 1, Billy Kay's voice is as bad as Bree's music. Nothing's as bad as Bree's music. 2, but Billy Kay's voice is close. Why do they call it a hip attack when Asuka is hitting people with her ass? Good point. And 3, why is Finn not on SmackDown Live? Hashtag just 2 tweets. Because Vince wants as many people as possible to see the Balor bulge.
That's sure. I accept that. Yeah, where's everyone else going to see this Balor bulge? Got to see it.
Damn. Swing the camera. Swing the camera low.
Swing low, sweet chariot. Oh, yeah.
Timmy Dangerously says, I hope you ask Taker about what other drinks he can double fist like he did at Flair's ceremony. Hashtag cheers to you, bish. Interesting. Maybe I will.
You got to tell people what that is in case they haven't seen it.
I don't even know what it means. What do you mean? The double fisting?
There was a photo from Ric Flair's wedding,
right,
where Taker's holding 2 drinks in one hand. It's like two just straight up ryes,
right?
Neat. And Ric Flair's staring at the drinks like, woo! Look at all that drink.
Holding drinks is only the Taker can. Woo!
Yeah, you got to go find that picture. It's from Ric Flair's wedding. It's incredible.
In case you didn't know, these drinks are free, you bish.
Oh, they definitely were. For Taker, they were. He looked at the bartender, and they gave him 6. He just drank 4 of them right there, took the other 2 with him.
Well, when the dead man cometh, you just give him whatever he wants, right?
That's right.
Hemiman2378 says, how long before we see Nikki Cross on the main roster instead of down on WWE NXT? I don't know.
Evolution seems like a good time to bring her up.
Yeah, that'd be a good one. Duran says, happy anniversary ADC, in case you didn't get my tweet. What are your favorite Hell in a Cell matches? Hashtag just 2 tweets. Man, the first one is one of the best of all time. Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, because it was before they tried to get crazy with it. Foley Taker obviously was just more of like just a gimmick match. But I would have to say maybe the best of all time was probably Triple H, Cactus Jack, Rumble 2000.
Ended Cactus Jack's career. Yeah, that was, well,
I mean, it was disgusting, but
yeah, that was incredible. Yeah, for me, it's Taker and Michaels, the first one. Like it set the bar, and I think that continues to be the bar.
Just so high.
Yeah,
it is the bar.
No. Don't do that. Don't loop them in with that match.
A couple people are telling me to check out the Ricochet match from NXT, which I have not seen yet, but I will definitely look at it. And last but not least, Duran says, how does Basement Steve feel about the Bludgeon Brothers losing the tag titles and Eric Rowan being injured? Plus, why does Basement Steve like Kevin? Well, this one is apropos. Steve?
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I've been crying my ass off ever since Eric Rowan got injured. Rest in peace, Big Red. Oh, God damn it, Big Red. I love your ass.
He's not dead.
He's dead to me. The Bludgeon Brothers were my favorite thing ever, and Basement Steve loves Eric Rowan.
Okay, you're really crazy right now.
Also, I like Kevin because he's better than Matt the Mark, because Matt the Mark is pregnant.
What?
I don't know. I've had a lot of beers, and that's about all I had because I'm going to go pass out.
Yeah, you should probably go.
Bye, Steve.
Kevin, don't leave.
Okay.
All right, man. I won't.
Steve's like, he's really out of it this week.
Yeah.
And so am
it
I.
really is.
I'm about to pass out just from yelling. But kayfabe's alive. Thanks for listening to the show. Thanks for coming back, Kevin. You helped me out a lot.
Yeah. Of course, buddy. Anytime. Happy to have. Happy to be on.
I'm sorry this was such a disorganized, crazy show, but hey, that's what it is, you know? When you have anniversaries and wrestling.
That's what the foundation comes for. They come for the craziness.
Yeah. The summer months kind of do that thing. If you enjoy the show, make sure you go to iTunes, rate us 5 stars, follow the show at ADCs of Wrestling. My wonderful co-host is at Kevin Mickey. That's Michie. And, of course, you can see him on Sportsnet in Canada here. And follow him on the Twitter machine, because that'd be great. And follow us at ADCs of Wrestling on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. I am at Andrew David Cox. This has been the ADCs of Wrestling. We'll see you next week. Ball game! All right, guys, I'm here. I'm in my laundry room. I'm looking around. I'm trying to find The Undertaker, and I think I found him. I see the urn over here, and yes, there he is. There he is. He's hanging out in my basement right now. I knew this is where you were hiding, Mr. Undertaker.
Welcome deep into the bowels of the boiler room.
It's my laundry room.
That's neither here nor there. What is important is to know that Triple H cannot escape the Reaper any longer.
We're just going to gloss over the fact that you're hanging out in my laundry room?
The creatures of the night have told me that it is time to drag you down to hell.
Like me or Triple H?
Either one works.
Oh, great.
As long as somebody's gonna rest.
Yeah.
In
peace.
Peace.
Mr. Undertaker, what do you say to people that are wondering what your end game here is career-wise? Like, why are you coming back for this super show?
Did you see me at Ric Flair's wedding? Double fisting drinks like crazy?
I mean, yes, but I fail to see the relevance of that.
That's a metaphor for me juggling my life, my career, Triple H's balls.
Are you okay?
Don't come to the Reaper, because I'll put you down, boy. This is my yard.
What about Roman Reigns?
Fuck what Roman Reigns says.
Wow,
they can't even
nice.
write him a storyline that doesn't involve Brock Lesnar. Yeah.
Oh, God. Okay. So what made you wish to involve Kane in this whole
My brother.
thing? And do you have any words for Shawn Michaels?
Kane. Ever since you were a little boy, and you got burned alive, even though you somehow look fantastic now under the mayor of some small town in Tennessee or some shit.
Knox County. This interview sucks.
I am excited to have you in my corner against that stupid bish Triple H and Shawn Michaels. I do not fear the sweet chin music.
Oh, why not?
Because I've been hit in the head so many times that I no longer feel any contact below my eyebrows.
So you're saying you're like immune to the sweet chin music because you just can't feel your body anymore?
I can't feel feelings anymore, ADC. It's a blessing and a curse.
Okay, that was strangely really sad. Do you have any real comments about this upcoming match in Australia, or should I just end this interview?
In Australia, ADC, I will end the podcast.
Wait, what?
If I win, the podcast is over. Rest.
We're doing this again?
In
Okay.
peace, ADC dub.
Okay. What do you say to people that say this is your worst appearance ever on the show?
They're just not paying attention. The quality's been slipping for weeks. We'll see you next week, you bish. Maybe.
You're such a troll.